Hey, what's up, guys? Kurt Ludvigson. Been studying the effects of nature on mood for my research methods of psychology class at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay, and along with some other classmates of mine, we've been measuring the effects of, in particular, an ocean video and a natural setting video, a video of the woods, on the effects of people's moods. What we've done is we've taken a pretest and a post-test, asking questions on how the person's feeling. Then we have them go in and watch a 52-second video of the ocean, bright teal blue ocean, white sands, bright sunny day, very, very relaxing video. Also, we have them watch a 2-minute video of a still video of the woods. It's a live action video, just mounted camera looking at the woods, and it's of pine trees, and it's a little bit rainy that day. And then we ask the participants what they're feeling, how they're feeling. We also ask them at the end how they're feeling after watching. So we're trying to get a feeling of what they were doing beforehand and afterwards. And I came across this article. It kind of has something to do with it along the lines, a little similar, a little dissimilar at the same time. It's titled, "Why We Need More Nature at Work, Effects of Natural Elements and Sunlight on Employee Mental Health and Work Attitudes." And I think that this kind of coincides a little bit here and there. It's dealing with natural elements, nature, on people's mood. So basically what this study did is it just looked at the natural effects, or the effects of natural elements, greenery, green space, woods, and sunlight, direct sunlight and indirect sunlight, in work environments. The article stated that natural elements are already associated with decreased diastolic blood pressure, depression, anxiety, stress, and also associated with increased attention capacity. And I think what they're trying to prove here is really what they are trying to prove is that exposure to sunlight, direct or indirect, and exposure to natural elements, viewing natural elements to be specific, will really calm one down and make them less stressed out so they can perform their job duties that much better. Really, when they're looking at the direct sunlight, these are our key variables here, are direct sunlight, indirect sunlight, and natural elements. Direct sunlight, simply being outside, exposed to the sun. Indirect sunlight, sitting in one's office, having sun shine through the windows, getting sun that way. And viewing nature is, being out in nature, possibly a logger or something, or a banker sitting in his office staring out at the woods behind the bank. There's about 444, there was 444 participants recruited for this study. They're all recruited online. They were from the United States and India. Didn't give specifics on where in the United States they were from or where in India they were from. Both male and female, and they had an average age of 31 years old. They used they used two different scales. They used a self-reporting scale, and they also used a Likert scale. Likert scale, they use a 5 and a 7 point. Certain questions they used are, there's potted plants in my workplace, and they would report on that, self-report on that one. One thing that they did measure was, actually a few things they measured, was depressed mood, anxiety, job satisfaction, organizational commitment, and role stressors. And they used self-report scales for depressed mood and anxiety, which I think worked out quite well. They also used the Likert scale for job satisfaction, organizational commitment, and role stressors. And these are the things that they were measuring, and what effects that sunlight, direct or indirect, and what effects that the natural elements had on all of these things. some of their key findings were, obviously kind of what they were predicting. Sunlight had more of a powerful element than natural elements. I think that's pretty much what everybody would assume anyway, especially living here in Wisconsin. We crave sunlight this time of year. We crave sunlight. We don't want cloudy days. We want sunlight. So that kind of was a no-brainer for me. And the sunlight had, stronger effects on mental health outcomes. It was a little bit more than the natural elements. It was 55% to 29% compared there. So, sunlight had a little bit more to do with it. One thing that was, kind of against, their hypothesis was natural elements didn't really have an effect on anxiety at all. It didn't really calm anybody's anxiety. I think that goes to show you again that sunlight has so much more to do, especially this time of year where we're living. Though where we're living might be different from where these participants are living. I wish that this study would have, I guess, gotten into deeper detail on people's job categories. Their jobs weren't really listed. Were they construction workers? Were they bankers, teachers? Were they working outside? Are they truck drivers? Or are they outside, but are they inside? So, I guess I would have liked to see that a little bit more. And it didn't really state where from the United States or where from India they were from. So I think if somebody does come along and replicate this study, that's something they really need to get into is, are they from the Northeast? Are they from the Northwest, Southeast, Southwest, Midwest? Where exactly are they from? Because that could have a lot to do with the factors of sunlight and or natural elements. So, there's that. And then, 444 people out of the millions of people that live in India and the United States, definitely not a very representative sample. I think that it needs to be a lot bigger so that we can narrow the numbers down a little bit more and again, get a better idea on, the demographic of where these people are from. So, but other than that, it definitely coincides well with what myself and my classmates are doing on our group project here for the University of Wisconsin Green Bay. And, hope you guys enjoyed.